Hi, it's T. Carlson here. It's always fun when we can go back in time and visit old World War II movies, and that's what we're doing today. Kino Lorber put out a double feature of two World War II aviation movies. This is a double feature of 633 Squadron and Mosquito Squadron. I'm going to unbox this release and share my opinions. Great close-up with their respective artworks. There's our spine. Back cover with descriptions and info on the movies. Both movies are on one disc, and this is just kind of plain inside. Sadly, no reversible art or booklet or anything. I do want to point out as well that these movies are not related in any way. They're not sequels to one another. The only thing they really have in common is that they're World War II aviation movies, specifically dealing with the British battling against the Germans. The first film of the two, 633 Squadron, stars Cliff Robertson as an aviator who's leading a strike down a narrow canyon to a German factory where they're trying to bomb a cliff face and bury the Germans and their technology alive, preventing it from harming any more of the British. In the subsequent film, Mosquito Squadron, a group is going up against the Germans once again in their de Havilland Mosquitoes, and of course, they have an objective in mind, but things become complicated when they learn that there are POWs in the base, which prompts them to change their plans. Now, I'm not going to say for one second that either one of these movies is a masterpiece, but they're certainly, good old-fashioned Saturday matinee fun. The first film, 633 Squadron, Cliff Robertson gives a great performance. Very underrated actor, in my opinion. But I do think the movie is a little too busy and has a little too much going on. I mean, the actual plot about going to training to flight on that canyon and bomb the Germans out, which should be the main plot, ends up feeling like one of many subplots. Then you have a lot of romantic things, stuff dealing with the ground troops, and it just feels too busy for what's a film that barely exceeds the 90-minute mark. Still fun, though, but again, don't come in here expecting a master class in cinema. The second film, Mosquito Squadron, honestly, I think is a pretty big improvement over 633 Squadron. This one's a little more focused, and its narrative seems a little more on target. This time around, of course, we follow a soldier played by David McCallum, and he's dealing with the loss of a friend of his from a previous mission, and he's, of course, the one that has to break the news to his family and ends up forming sort of a romantic relationship with the sister of the deceased. And he begins going into training along with several of his troops, but again, they discover that there are POWs at their target, and this prompts them to change their plans. I do think of the two movies, this is certainly the better one, and I did find myself quite entertained with this. I always loved good old-fashioned war aviation movies, and this second film of the bunch certainly delivers, and again, it is my preferred of the two here. Now, the picture quality in 633 Squadron is unfortunately very inconsistent and rough. There's some really badly battered and damaged scenes that just don't look good. Some are very soft focus, but there are some other shots that look absolutely pristine. So it's just very inconsistent from start to finish. Mosquito Squadron, on the other hand, actually looks much better. There are a few effect shots that do look a little rough, but most of the movie is pretty bold and well detailed, retaining all the natural film grain. Although there are a few shots where the picture quality is so good, the backdrops and the strings on the models become painfully obvious, but I think that just adds to the charm of it all. Sadly, not really any bonus features aside from trailers and commentary tracks for either film. Would have been nice if we could have gotten a little bit more there, but again, people are buying this for the films, and if they want the films, I don't think they'll be disappointed. I can recommend this to anyone who's a fan of old war movies, aviation movies, or anything in between. How about you? What do you think of this double feature of World War II pilot films? Have you added this to your collection yet? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content, so I'm always posting new videos, and make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.